and how we're doing. Just letting a couple people know I'm going live. Putting it out there on the socials. Told you I was going to be late tonight. Don't think I have anybody. Oh, I do have a few people watching. Welcome to the show. Thank you, Three Rivers. I have to say though, hey, Dollar Dog Cards. Have not seen that name before. Welcome to the channel. It was a good game. I think that was football to me. That's what football is about. Nothing was given. It was a lot of earned yardage. I like Kittle. Kittle cracks me up. I lived in Iowa for a while. What's up, James? What's up, Falsey? So watching him, and I love the story, the Purdy story, last pick. As much as I'm a doubt, it's been a long time since the Montana and Dwight Clark catch. So, kind of over the 49ers. I don't have the same feel for them as I used to. I used to really dislike them, but I kind of like that with Philly now. And I think we're going to have a couple of good games next week. Oh, we got Snoop, we got Reese, D. Pyers. I know Dallas is. There's no in between when it comes to Dallas. You either like them or you hate them. I understand that. I've been a fan of them since I was a little kid. So that that doesn't shock me at all when somebody says that. And you know what? You have to be doing something right to have the haters that Dallas has. And you know what? You know what I got to say, though? Now it's baseball season. We got pitchers and catchers in less than a month. So bring it on. I can't wait. But again, back to the game. It was just a fun it was a tense game. 9-9, 6-6. Dallas scores a touchdown, but they just couldn't get it going in the second half. So tough game. You pronounce hockey. Well, we're in the hockey season. You know how I feel about that. I think my Caps took one on the chin with Vegas night before. And I will be watching a lot more of that now that WBC. You know what they were showing a lot of commercials for was the USFL. And it's always a fun watch. I like to watch those leagues, even Canadian football, just to see what players are recognized from college, or you're like, oh, whatever happened to that guy? That's where you see those guys. And I mean, I think I still, well, we'll talk about that for a minute. I really think that the NFL would do a lot of good to help promote the USFL or XFL for future. Just so you have a talent pool to pull players from. I mean, look at the 49ers. They're on their third quarterback. I mean, there's teams that have gone deep in their, a lot of teams don't have the same offensive lineman they started with. So having another league that's been playing to pull that talent from, you don't have to call somebody that's bagging groceries or, stuff like that. That's what I really liked about the European League, because that was just NFL in Europe, and it was kind of like their minor team. It would really help them to do that. Now, what do we got to talk about? Hobby news. I was sitting there looking right before I got on, licking my wounds after the loss. I kind of wanted, and anybody else kind of wanted to see that play kind of get a little bit more, wanted to see what the heck that was. Was that just a deep downfield screen at the end of the game? That was something new. But I was looking at upcoming releases, and we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 2022 releases yet to come. And I do not even see anything for flagship. We have Bowman Inception. The rest of Topps Gold Label. The rest are some Leaf, Panini, Panini Elite, Panini Prism Collegiate. This Topps Glided Collection Baseball, Gilded. I think that's the L's in it. They're on spot. Gilded Collection. Don't really know much about that, but just still kind of crazy that we flagship in February. I know last I saw it was to be determined for flagship. Battery, how you doing tonight? Yeah, Pafazzi, you know that we in Iowa, that's kind of like their fame there is, Kurt Warner was bagging groceries. But he was playing arena football, and what else? Did he play a little one of those minor league teams with name, image, I think that's going to happen too, Carlisle, that maybe some guys that feel like, they can leave to make some money, maybe they will stay an extra year. Oh, dollar dog cards. What? Great question. And we got some hockey guys here. I think will back me up. What's flagship for hockey? I would say Upper Deck. Just their Upper Deck Series 1, Series 2, Series 3. That's going to have the your rookies, the ones that everybody's looking for. I think that's pretty much 3D. We got you. We made it one more win into the playoffs, Lee Rock. You're right about that. I'm not mad. Hey, Andrew, how you doing? But I feel like that would be flagship dollar dog. That's what I would call flagship. Usually, it's the first release of their year to every year. It's kind of like. And that's the one they release year in, year out without any interruption. It's a couple of the things I look for. It's like what card is usually the first one in the season. And oddly enough, usually flagship is not the first one of the season. I think it's Heritage or something comes out maybe right before flagship. Then you have flagship, but flagship has been around since 1952. Upper Deck's quite not that long, but it's been around since before the last lockout or strike or whatever. So it's been around a long time. Yeah, 1, 2, and extended. Extended is like Series 3 form. 3D. The defensive battle, that's what I like. That's what I felt like it was a real game. I want to see that 49ers and Dallas defenses were flying around the field. I can't wait. But I think that Eagles game next week in Philadelphia is going to be fun. I hope the weather cooperates so it doesn't make an impact into the game. I think that Bills, I'm hoping we get to see the best of the Chiefs. I haven't heard anything about the ankle sprain, but that was kind of a problem with Dallas as our running back went out with kind of the same injury. The Peachy, I see your point with that, Three River. I see your point. I do. And that's one of those things is I was thinking about this the other day, and I think I even talked about it in one of the videos, was, basketball and football has always been a question since Panini took it over. What's the flagship for them? Before Prism got big, it was basically either the Don Russ logo or the Score, was the was it? But now the new people like the shiny stuff. It seems like Prism took over. So can a flagship change? Um, it's all up to the beholder. But for me, I really believe the Upper Deck. Yeah, I stay away from a peachy paper, but when they come out with that, what do they call the chromium for them? That is a beautiful product. And Premier, I think it's what Premier. I love that product. That's probably one of my favorite hockey releases at like low end hockey releases of the year. So my allergies has been crushing me the last couple of days. And if anybody was watching my video yesterday, my smoke came out great. Did a 14-pound brisket, and I'm gonna take some to work for my buddies tomorrow, and ate on some of it yesterday and today. I worked a little overtime. I didn't get to go watch the game with my friends. I took a nap and ended up staying here and watching the game here by myself. But I tend to this time of year, the games, I might yell stuff, and I don't want people to really see it. Platinum, thank you, Three River, thank you. Do we have a release for that? I have the hockey release right here. I don't want to. So I'm looking at right now. We have Artifacts, which I thought was, oh yeah, it's out. Synergy Trilogy, Upper Deck Series 2 is the 15th of February. The Cup is to be determined in February, and that's for 2021 Cup. Are they just trying to get all the autos from that? yeah, allergies. I hope I don't have a cold or anything. I was out earlier this week. Yeah, the big loss. Yeah. Told you I need a dry shoulder to cry on tonight. Allure Hockey, PG Platinum comes out. Let's see, March 8th. Clear Cut is right after that, or same day. So two of my favorite products will be out. And we got Ice coming out. All of that's on the same day. That's got to be almost to be determined. That can't be right. They got 5 products on the 8th, and then Allure on the 1st. I'm looking at March, and March is just crushed with product. If you're a hockey fan, I hope you yeah, Dave. Dave, are you going to stay up a little bit? I'm going to probably contact you. I do have a little bit of information I've been meaning to share with you. Have any of y'all got any of the medal this year so far? You don't think those are accurate? I don't either. I just think that's a spot holder until they get there, and then they'll move them. That's the way Upper Deck does more than making them to be determined, it seems like, on these spreadsheets. Okay, I'll hit you up, Dave, because for the national stuff. I hope you had a good trip too, buddy. Yeah, I couldn't get in contact with Dave. Let's just talk about this for a minute. He's like, so he texts me back and goes, hey, if I got spotty cell service right now, I'm on a cruise. So I'm like, okay, big timer. I'm on a cruise. Okay. Yeah, I did get a box. I didn't get a PGM. I thought every one of them had a one in it, but I didn't get. I had a purple, but it wasn't. It was numbered to 199, I think. Pretty much. Hell yeah. I was laughing as soon as I read it. Look at this dirty dog. So before Upper Deck, like vintage hockey cards, did Topps make the cards or someone else? Topps did make hockey for a while, but they did not make them every year. But when you're talking about vintage, you're going to be talking more about Parkhurst. I think I am pronouncing that right. They do make Parkhurst now. Upper Deck owns the name of that, I believe, and makes Parkhurst now kind of just like as kind of like making Bowman for Tops. Uh, yeah, and O-Pee-Chee did it for Canada. You're exactly right, Three River. But I was actually the PWCC had a ton of Parkhurst vintage like 50s. They're more square, made like the Gaudi cards. Uh, yeah, you'll see French. Yeah, it's funny. O-Pee-Chee hockey they did a lot better job with than they did O-Pee-Chee any other sport. Oh yeah, Atlanta Flames. I didn't realize that's information too. Yeah, Upper Deck does the Parkhurst and Goodwin champions. They might, because Parkhurst. I actually watched a documentary on Parkhurst. Very, very intriguing. Guy talking about it, um, and kind of how the cutthroat industry of cards is. But Parkhurst has a huge name in hockey. Three River or some of these other guys probably would know more about that than me, but that's the only reason that uh, I still don't have your contact number, Scott. Maybe someday we can be more. Oh, yeah. Hey, I can, Paige, I'll be more than happy to get, or Andrew, more than happy. Uh, your video today, I watched. Thank you for the mention. And also, I love the build of the room coming along. That's one of those. That's when I remember my basement, and I got to add to it, and it's just so much fun. That's because part of collecting is working when you have a room or space that you use to collect in, like I have here. It becomes part of the collecting. What can I do? What else can I do? What do I want to keep this move stuff? Like I got some new David Wright stuff came in, so I'll probably be taking some David Wright stuff out, replacing it. Um, yeah, I think they do too. Three River. It's kind of a Parkhurst jumping around here, but when it comes to the room, I think the room is just awesome to work in. I really enjoy that. Yeah, I love a good card. Dave's got shelves, and I got some ideas with looking at his background. Talked to him at a few nationals. Parkhurst to me is more of a opening day. I'm assuming that we're comparing these to baseball products that more people know about as more of an opening day type of product, lower end, uh, very, you know, good for entry level to, player collectors or team collectors. You're not going to find, I don't even think they have autos or mem cards in there at all. You'll find a lot of upper deck, lower stuff like they're just their opening deck, upper deck hockey. It's tough to get autos and stuff like that in anyway. So uh, while I'm talking about that with Andrew, when I was talking to Andrew, there is the Hall of Fame balloting going on. I made a little snippet in the video yesterday. I will be releasing one on my next Saturday one. That will be my Saturday release next week. It's been really great listening to that, listening to different channels. I like the reasoning, listening to people's reasonings for it. And also, those reasonings makes me understand more why you watch channels, right? We get even if I listen to you talk about why you picked X, Y, and Z and you give a reason for it, makes me understand you better as part of the community. And I really have been enjoying that. So when I started thinking about it that way, I go, well, that's just another way for people to understand me a little bit more. And I've really, really been enjoying that part of it. And it's all for fun. I don't take it too seriously. I take this channel seriously. I take the community seriously, friendship seriously. It's been fun doing all of this, and I appreciate everyone in it. That's one of the things I wish we can give everybody all of it, because we all are into this together. We're all one family. We might hate each other one day and love each other the next. So, but when it comes to that, I don't know how long I'm going to be on tonight. I did talk to Nats man today. He's in rehab. I was hoping he would just be in the chat. I told him I'd tell him when I was getting on. So Nats man is doing better. He's up, moving around. Hopefully he'll be home by the end of the week or early next week, he's saying. So that's good. He's got a couple of things that they're trying to fix. That's if I was in there, it'd be more than a couple of things they'd be trying to fix. I'm still trying to figure out all the releases. Haven't branched out too much to learn everything until the past year. Yeah, I know. It's thank you, Andrew Reese, for that. That's awesome. Me and hockey, I've been watching it a long, long time. But when it comes to collecting, a lot of times when hockey's so low in the South on collecting, when I was growing up, it was whatever was out was out. So it's usually just whatever tops was out. I didn't even know about Parkhurst until I saw that documentary, and I wish I knew where I saw it. If it was a documentary, I'm thinking it was. It might have been just a YouTube thing that I found. But it was very interesting. And to learn, what Parkhurst is now, why they kind of just keep the name around for what it was. When I think it even goes back to the original 6 or 8 teams that started the league. I think that's how far it goes back. And they did tobacco cards. I don't know if they're called T206s. That's where my ignorance comes in. I'm still learning all that stuff. Surprisingly, though, last show I went to my dad. My dad saw the names, and he knew a lot of the names. His grandmother I didn't know. My grandma loved hockey, and they would sit there and watch the games and rattle it off. And I learned new stuff through this, even within my own family. So it's always learning, always sharing. Really awesome. And I'm glad I had y'all tonight to put this smile on my face. Even though I did enjoy the game. With Dallas this year, it's been some struggles, but we get there. We know I kind of felt good about last week's game. I didn't feel good about tonight's game. 49ers are good. They are. I can't take nothing away from them. So wait for next week. Any other questions, topics? I'm trying to think. I did get some good feedback on how I collect. I brought that up for mainly because I went back home a couple of weeks ago, hung out with some friends from high school, my high school group. And, you hang out with people, they know what you do. They start asking questions. They start pulling out the cards, which is awesome. I love seeing collections, especially like with guys I collected with back in the day. But talking to them about how to protect their collections, the cards, they really mean a lot to them. They just didn't know. And I was like, well, they don't know. Maybe not everybody, understands. I know. I'll be perfectly honest. I did not put sleeves on my cards before I put them in top loaders for the longest times. I did with my, just from self-learning with my chromium stuff, but not my regular cards. So Let's see. I'm still trying to. Okay, I did hockey a lot as a kid in the mid 2000s. Quite shell shocked when I jumped back in. Yeah. Did you pick any new stuff up to show? I can show you some stuff. I did do some PWCC, and I got picked. Speaking of hockey, I know not everybody's into it, but I did pick up a Gretzky and a 7. This is an O-Pee-Chee assist leader. Very well centered. I really, really enjoy that. Him and his Oilers. No need. I did pick up a new Gary Carter that I didn't have, believe it or not, which I do have this card, but I didn't have the on card auto. That's what I'm really big into now, is picking up his game year on card autos in person, or TTMs. I picked up the Father's Day Panini rookie card, Pete Alonso. I picked up a metal. Speaking of metal, 9.5 Frank Thomas. PWCC. I got CSG. You go on PWCC, look for CSG stuff. You'll get them for next to nothing. I'm telling you. And I did make an addition to my Pete Rose registry. Picked up the 77 All-Star. I have a page full of them, but I just didn't have it graded. And why, I can get this. I can buy the card already graded. Yes, it was more than a grading fee, but it's a Johnny Bench. You got to figure that out. And I've told you I'm looking for more David Wright, so I got the black auto. Love this right here. What? I can't remember if this is not 5-star. I can't remember which one this is. Golden Grass 24/40 David Wright. Picked up his orange. And I won another one, I think, today. And I won a Stormtrooper today auto. And I can't remember which character, who was playing. Oh, I did get another David. So I got a David Wright gold out of 50. Pristine. I got this one in base as well that I picked up in Chantilly. Excited to have this one. So I got that numbered out of 50. I hope this is one that they keep around. A Pristine. I really like those cards. They won me with that one. I hope they bring those back. I know that's like something they bring back every so often. But trying to get more rights in my collection. The captain, he's from Virginia, played third base for the Mets. Family, just when I'm with my mom, I can say David Wright, and it just it is a 5-star. Thank you, Dave. So I found a Gary Carter Select Silver from 2022 Select Baseball. Need that one? Probably so. The newer stuff I don't buy a lot of, so the singles I pick up, I always could use it. I'm still grieving the Falcons Patriots Super Bowl. Thankfully, my alma mater, UGA, has been playing well for a while. Yeah, UGA is Uga's. That dog is happy. Strolling the sidelines for Georgia. Yeah, that Falcons Patriots game, that was a tough one for Falcons fans. I still think they should have just kicked a field goal and instead of going for it on 4th down. I can't remember how much time was on the clock, and you just can't let Tom Brady have a chance at that point. Now Tom Brady needs a chance and I think a stroller to help. There was a list, speaking of Tom Brady, I saw of teams that could use him next year. And I was like, for what? I know quarterbacking is not great on some of these teams, but Tom Brady, I mean, he's got some age on him. All he's doing now is this season kind of tarnished him, I would think, a little bit. Is this card prices going down. I don't collect him, so I sent a card in the '80s to Gary Carter for him to sign. He returned the card and signed on reply that he wouldn't sign a postcard if I donated it to charity. So I did, and I have a signed postcard. Okay, a lot of people do the charity thing. I know a lot of them do religious stuff, so they want a lot of guys. That's how they, the older guys, they just didn't make the money like these young guys do, so they need that money. There is a list of couple of different lists out there that tells you who takes donations through the mail. I've been looking at it, so that's kind of I've been wanting to get into that. That's just another part of this hobby that I wish I can extend because I love the autos so much. I think he had actually the most completions in NFL this year. I still hate him. Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing is he does stuff like that. You're like, really? Yeah, his prices are cool. He's still good. He just knows how to win games. Many coaches don't in the NFL. Yeah, and what really I heard that Brian Leftwich, whatever his name is, offense coordinator got fired. And I'm like, well, if Tom Brady's the quarterback, Tom Brady's the offensive coordinator. I mean, that's straight up. He calls the plays. He goes over. Leftwich might send in plays, but Tom Brady, okay, so they talk about what Tom tells him, like what he wants in the game plan. When I heard that, it was kind of, this guy got him a Super Bowl, got him all the way up, and they let him go. They had more issues than offensive coordinator and their line, and they just didn't have the same. I mean, they were missing a tight end. It was just, there were struggles on that team. And they were just better teams. Dallas whooped them and sent them home packing. But I mean, I think most people were looking for that. Dallas's defense was just, their defense this year is just on fire. They just need more consistency from the quarterback, and they do need some more consistency on defense. They take off some plays, it seems like, on defense. It looked like that in the third quarter, but they get tired. They're human. So I feel like I'm just doing a football talk tonight, which is not a bad thing. Not much on cards. I did show some cards for Andrew. Andrew, I did. I don't know if anybody, I have seen this get open, and I almost bought a hobby box of it, but they did have these at my Walmart for blasters. So I did pick up I know Capstone, this is their debut edition for baseball, but I've seen them before for football when I used to do football, and I really liked them. They were really nice. So I'm really interested to get into this. I did find some Heritage $5 off at Walmart this past week as well. I know Eric goes back pages says he can't still find nothing at his Walmart. I couldn't until this past few weeks, and now the shelves are full. And like I said, they had several basketball products marked down. So it's starting to be out there again, and this is where I feel like the hobby is for everyone. This is where I think the hobby's at its best, not when you can't afford to buy blasters because people are selling them for $120. To me, that was horrible. Was nothing good for the hobby. It was just some outliers that we need to get over. Galveston, Texas, Walmart was stocked. Did Topps list anything more than just an Adley Rutschman card for the 2023 Topps baseball? I don't think so. I think that's going to be their cover boy for this year at this moment. But I think the product with the players they held out and the possibility of some of these bigger players in the minor leagues coming up this year, Topps might have another 2018, 2019 on their hands. bought a blaster. Did you open it for your channel, Dave? My Walmart. So Three River up there. You're in the Pittsburgh area, I believe, right? So that's the hockey stuff. So I can get hockey stuff all day here. I was in Iowa. Even during COVID, I can get hockey stuff. That's when I started collecting hockey because I could get it, and I not liked it. I not go buy stuff just because I could get it. I did get a blaster of Star Wars 2 because that's the first time I've seen blasters in the Walmart in 3 years for Star Wars. Excuse me. Gunnar Henderson is going to be good. Yeah. Yes. All you AAA Norfolk. Yep. My niece actually worked for them for a season. Yeah. I hear you, Dave. Yeah, Gunnar. I actually have an 8x10 autograph of Gunnar Henderson on my wall over here. Right, him and Cedric Mullins. I got an 8x10 of Cedric Mullins as well. 2 different pictures. Hockey Hobby's cheap enough compared. Yeah. I hear you. Almost bought a box last week, but instead, I got the hobby medal because this year's medal is it's $145, or last year's medal that's being sold this year. I wanted to ask if anybody else did it. Does that feel like it was a rushed product? It feels like it was rushed to me. I like it still. It just feels a little rushed. It just had that Andrew Painter. That name sounds familiar. You're going to have, I think this is going to be a year that some players we've been waiting on for a while make it. Paulson might be up finally for the A's or whoever he's playing with now. Yeah, I got you there. We're going to have some players that were really young. Don't be even surprised that at the end of the year we don't finally get this. Well, we might get to see Superman himself come up for the Yankees at the end of the season, when it doesn't really count for rookies. I got to see if he's on the 40-man roster. Volpe for them coming up maybe by the end of the season. There's some good minor leaguers out there. Some good. The problem is it's going to be quite a bit of pitchers, and we know how pitchers are in the hobby. They just, they just don't do very well. I did find out today that my dad just told me that Jason Dominguez, there you go, that the Twins made the trade and got rid of their hitter, but they needed pitching, so it made sense. You got to give up something to get something. You just do. Nothing comes for free. I don't know about Rush, but definitely watered down. Too many inserts, I think. They completely changed the configuration from last year, so I think they were just trying to capitalize on last year's hot product. Okay, I'll take that. That probably makes more sense. There was one insert just didn't seem like it was in the right spot, and also again, let me see if I have it right here. Last year, the net, the one with the guy shooting the puck into the net, just terrible. Were terribly all centered. And this was the purple. So when I picked it up, I thought it was going to be PMG or whatever. It's not. It's just a 199. Let's see. I did see. I got this out of metal, and I thought that was nice. But didn't they do? Before this was in regular. In the regular product, but this is Ice Carvings Morticia Cedar. And that would have been cooler if like they got him where he's sliding, throwing snow. This is the one I wanted to show. This was a little upsetting to me. So last year they had the net one with the top scoring guys. Well, this year they had Neon Icon, right? And I got Connor McJesus, so I'm not upset about this at all. Um, but you can see it's all centered. Terrible, all centering. Look at the two ends, right? You would think this should be centered. Because when I first opened it, I go, this just doesn't seem right, just a picture. And then I looked at the top and I was like, man, look at the ends. One end is right next to the edge and the other one's way off. So I need to find out if that's what it's supposed to be. I don't know. It kind of, um, the metal is supposed to be their, not their high end. It's not the 10. It's not some of the other stuff. But yeah. Oh, you didn't even get one? I know. I thought it was supposed to be one per box. When I looked at I wish I would have got the box after you. Might have been two in that one. Was the cheddar one in that one? The one with the cheese? Or was that in... Oh, this one too. This is a new insert as well. I didn't... I was like, this is something that should be in their regular product, maybe not in metal. The cheddar, I didn't quite understand that one in the metal. It just didn't look right. I know back in the day, metal had inserts, but it just didn't have that metal feel. Oh, okay. I was working on the 2022 Topps base set last year. It's an absolute mess because of the back of the cars. Yes, where the numbers are. Yep. They go all over the place. And not only that, I know people that bought sets, Mike, This Baseball Card Life, and a couple other people for 2022. The sets, the ones you buy in the stores, they opened it. The sets are not in order. And when they started putting it in order, they noticed how off-centered they were coming from the manufacturer, and they're selling them boxed. And I'm wondering, do they think most people don't open it to see what the card even looks like? So it doesn't really matter. But when you start making chase sets, a lot of more people are going to open up and chase cards in the sets. I usually buy one set of the ones that give me the rookies and the different, cards. So the front of the cards are all upside down and flipped around. Yeah. Well, Topps has been known for that forever. You can open up a pack and every card will be in different directions. That you just want to strangle somebody sometimes. Man, this has been fun. Just chit-chatting tonight. Really didn't have much on my mind for this one. I was sick earlier in the week. Just, I don't know if I had the flu or what. It kind of went around our work. Talked about it before, Wednesday. I'll be showing off these cards again. I did open up. I really like these two. If y'all see they made the 206s. If anybody's seen this was the best characters in the last three Force Awakens, the Knights of Ren. Got it in orange. Orange are very short printed. So I was happy to get those. Kind of a little static for those. Y'all know how I am about my Star Wars stuff. So dollar. I take those factory sets, I put them in binders, takes up more room, but better to look at. They're beautiful when you do that. And I think 2022, the way they got them made is the cards almost interlocked with each other, the way they made the edges. So when you put them in the pages, they kind of interlock with each other if you look at it, the way the cards are made. I think it was 2022 they did that with, where the three lines kind of interlocked with the one next to it. Kind of neat that way. Well, that factory set has been mixed up and not in the number order. Are you getting any more 1983 Return of the Jedi graded? Yes, I am. And I should on a Saturday when I do my personal stuff. Maybe I'll go through how I do that. I've done it before, how I figure out what I'm getting graded and where I'm graded at. I have one of the larger boxes that all my graded stuff is in, and then I got a smaller box for graded stuff to be sent. Then I got them in different categories on what's most important to least important. So it's kind of also a holding box for like rookie cards and stuff. They don't really fit my PC, but I have a lot of Star Wars in there. And I do have, I think I did send out the speeder bike scout. Yeah. Well, yeah. You made a comment on that. That Princess Leia was pretty. We were one little line on the bottom, I think, from having a 10 on that one, Andrew. And I might have would have sold it. Me and you would have shared some profits on that one. But I had the speeder bike scout that I have out right now, I believe. And then I have the Darth Vader card out right now, I believe, being graded SGC. Yeah, I did get a 7, yes, which is very good for stickers of any sort. But you can get 10s on those stickers because they're more like cards. But the stickers themselves, you're supposed to peel them off. The backs are puzzles. So a lot of times they'll run into each other and stuff like that. So a 7 is a very good grade, and that's a collector's grade by very, maybe even a investor's grade, if you want to call it that, because it is a sticker from early 80s. Even if it was a baseball card, it would be a collector's grade, and an investor's grade would be an 8. But with that, those stickers I'm very happy with the 7. I haven't looked to see I don't look at pop reports at all. I'm not a pop report guy. I'll tell you that right now. My good friend and yours, Eric, those back pages, has always said pop reports always go up. They never go down. So, there's always more to have out there. So the only time a pop report makes any sense if it's a low counted card. And even then you'll find, it's a 210 and then it's a pop report of 12. So that's also that you're getting good numbers on a Jedi. Yeah, I mean, I'm not just I love Stormtroopers and Darth Vader. That's what I mainly collect. But Princess Leia is, everybody likes Star Wars. Luke, I don't have the first card in the 77 set of Luke. I am missing that one, but I have a lot of the 77s in my own collection. Of course, they're well loved. I have 1 or 2 graded up there. So, I've been a collector. I was playing with the toys in the 70s as a kid growing up. So I did miss out on a Stormtrooper with the gun, but at closer look, it didn't look like it was the right gun for the right Stormtrooper. So I'm glad I didn't put a lot on it, and then I lost it, which I was kind of happy with. It needed to be cleaned, which wouldn't have been a problem. But I don't think it was the right gun. I think it was just a gun. Probably off of another figure, off of some other set. I have Earth Vader sneakers. My son has the Luke Skywalker. It says, I am your father. That's funny. I do have 2 pair of Vans Star Wars sneakers. I wore them once to a party. It was a nerdy party. Had to dress nerdy. Just watched The Empire Strikes Back again recently. Damn, it's creepy when Leia makes out with Luke in front of Solo. Okay, so yes. But you have to remember they don't know their brother. They don't make out either. It's just a kiss. And also, they don't know their brother and sister at that point. And when they wrote the first one, and they didn't think it was going to be the success that it was, but they knew they were going to make a second one. Luke was supposed to have another sister, and Princess Leia was going to be the daughter of somebody else. I forget who they said it was. So it was, and also Darth Vader was not going to be his father. Thank you, Nina. Thank you so much. Yeah, Luke enjoyed it. Yes, he did. He smiled and smirked at Han. But after they found out, at the fight at Cloud City, he knew then. He sensed it, and Darth Vader sensed it as well. So I could go on. Don't get me started. Hey, Diamond, what's up? I didn't see you sneak in. Darth Vader, not Earth. Oh, okay, I got you. I didn't know if Earth was a name of shoes or what. I didn't know. I do like that you and your son got a pair, and I'm your father. When my dad calls me, it's Darth Vader. I'm your father. Does say go across it. Yeah. Okay, Andrew. I got you. But the greatest line ever is when Han Solo is getting lowered down into to be frozen in the carbonite, and Princess Leia says, "I love you," and he says, "I know." That's bad. That's you badass. And that wasn't even a line. He did that on the fly, and they kept that one in. Watched The Last of Us as soon as I saw the Cowboy fans cry. Yeah, I got to watch that too. Bad Batch as well. Spaceballs is still the best Star Wars movie ever. Yeah, very good line. Your Schwartz is bigger than my Schwartz. Dean's in bed. I would hope so. We're kind of late night tonight. But I think I'm gonna cut it here. Steven, you know it'll be in the capsule. Please, if y'all don't mind, just say hi down below after I put it in archives. It really does help me out, helps out the community. We need to get, I think our community owes a little bit more to ourselves to try to get a little bit more bigger, as in views. And I think it's there for us. I think we can help each other out on that. I've seen a lot more love going across different groups connecting with each other. Love it. It's fun time in the community once again. Prices not where we want them to be, but we can buy product, have a laugh, good time about it, and maybe we can start getting stuff on time. That'll be the next thing. It's a head scratcher. I don't understand why there's not more printers out there. If the printing is the problem, and I wish I had money to open up a printing press. I really do. I will as soon as I get done, Andrew. So until next time, like, share, tell a friend. Be with you Wednesday, showing off some cards. Will be Saturday morning again. I'll have my Hall of Fame ballot, a little chit chat, show off some personal stuff, probably some stuff that's already in here. Next Saturday or next Sunday, I got to try to get somebody in here with me. It's a lot more fun with two. I got some people that I need to get in touch with earlier than Thursday or Friday. I didn't get in touch with anybody when I found out when Dallas was playing at 6:30. We're going to have that same issue next week, but I'll still come on at 8 with the game on. It's just the AFC game anyway. Who cares about that? So until next time, see ya.